Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. It's Andy the Mad Tatter here with another haul video for you. First and foremost, as always, huge thanks and most sincere thanks to all of you for your continued support, your likes, your shares, your comments, and your subscriptions to my channel. I'm performing way beyond my own expectations now on this one. I'm not getting a big head about it yet, honestly, but I am starting to perform way beyond my own expectations on this one. I didn't expect to even get 50 views on a video, and as it stands at the moment, I've got 54 subscribers on the channel, so there's 50 people that want to, at least 50 people that want to come back and see more, which is genuinely amazing to me. So thank you all so much for your continued support on that one, and the more you keep watching what I do, the more I'll keep doing it. So that's great. I'm also going to start producing a small, what's going to be probably a series of videos soon. So this is just a little heads up for you. Telling you about how I got started in reselling, what my experiences have been with it. I'll tell you a little bit about my background and stuff as well. And also how you can get started in reselling and what things to sort of consider before you start reselling, what mindsets and things like that it's good to adopt. I'll never tell you that my way is the right way. I've said this in a previous video. I'll never tell you that my way is the right way. I'll just tell you if it worked for me or if it didn't. And you're very welcome to try things out either way. And if they work for you too, then happy days, great stuff. But I never want to come to you from a position of being preachy and trying to say that I know this and, you know, there's no other way around it. So keep an eye out for those videos. There's probably going to be called something like Reselling from the Very Beginning or Reselling 101 or something like that. I'm going to start producing those very soon, hopefully. But for today, we'll just get on with this little haul video. A few different bits and pieces from me here. I just mainly wanted to show you that I don't just sell old electronics and remote controls and bits of junk like that. I do sell clothing and other bits and pieces too. So I'll make a start on some of the non-clothing pieces in here because that's what you all sort of semi-know me for, I guess, at this stage. Is not really clothing, and then I'll do the clothing in a little bit more detail towards the end. So first off here, we've got this little Harley Davidson branded German Shepherd dog toy. He is official. He's got his little tag on his tail there as well, Harley Davidson. I'll generally always pick up stuff that's tied to a car brand or to a motorcycle brand or any sort of automotive brand. They generally have very fanatical following. So if you think of things like, well, Harley Davidson's, great example, but also if you think in terms of cars, if you look at Minis, they have a really heavy following. Land Rover is another brand that has a really heavy following. Volkswagen, that has a huge following because they've got so many iconic models like the Beetle and the Golf and the Transporter and the campers and stuff like that. So anything that's tied into those types of brands, or even just generally any car brand, they generally do quite well, or you'll certainly always find a buyer for them. You may not, be retiring off selling Harley Davidson plushes, but you'll generally always find a buyer for them. This guy wasn't too expensive, and I expect about 15 quid on him, to be fair. Seems to be around about the going rate for most of the Harley Davidson teddies anyway. Ruff, ruff. Next one, Age of Empires 2 Gold Edition PC game. Now, certain PC games do incredibly well. Certainly the old vintage big box PC games can do incredibly well. I sold a copy of Resident Evil 1 for the PC. I think it was just after Christmas, and I sold that for about 70 quid from memory. And that cost me £1, so I did really well on that one. This one, not quite so lucrative. However, I think I paid about 50p for this one, and I should get about 20 quid back for it. Age of Empires 2, really iconic real-time strategy game. This one does come with the Conqueror's expansion pack as well. It's all complete. The instruction manual's in there. Both discs are in there, and the discs are in great condition. There's no scratches or anything on them there. So that should net me about 20 quid there, not a problem at all. Couple of bits of footwear. These ladies' Puma basket trainers. I picked these up just because they were a little bit different in terms of them having the ribbon lacing rather than the traditional sort of shoe lacing. Plus the condition's fabulous on them for a pair of second-hand shoes. There is a little bit of creasing just on the toe box there, but that's just with it being a patent leather type of finish. Doesn't really, maybe it does pick up on the camera. Yeah, you can see they're a little bit dirty underneath, but they will come up so well with just a little bit of like bathroom cleaner, Sif cream cleaner type of thing, and a scrubbing brush. That'll bring those up like new, not a problem at all. They didn't cost me an awful lot, which is not such a bad thing because they don't sell particularly high, but I think they're quite a nice looking thing, and they will certainly sell, but I won't be retiring off them anytime soon. Another one on the footwear front. Ooh, and look at that. Give you a sneak preview there of some of them fabrics. Another one on the footwear front are these ladies' Rocket Dog pumps. Rocket Dog were a fairly big brand a few years ago, I think. They were really popular, and they still are popular now, certainly. But I think what's dented the value on Rocket Dog as a brand quite a lot is how available they are in discount stores like TK Maxx and things like that. Because you can go and pick them up in there, the new price of them isn't as much as it would have been. But again, these are in really good condition. I don't even think these have ever been worn. There's not a mark on them. And they should, net me a nice little return again as well. I don't think I paid too much for them, maybe a couple of quid there or thereabouts. I've got totals, as always, for the end there for you. I can't remember on the individual items, though, off the top of my head. So that's those little Rocket Dog pumps. Right, onto the clothing. Now, the clothing, I wanted to talk about, because I've not really mentioned clothing in any of my previous videos, so I want you to know that I do deal in clothing too. But also, I'm part of a group on Facebook called the Tat Chat. The Tat Chat's run by Nick and Andrea Hills, who are two big UK resellers, probably the biggest names in UK reselling, in all fairness. Certainly in terms of the community, they've been doing it for a very, very long time. They've got a very successful YouTube channel, a very successful eBay store, and now the Facebook group as well. And it's a great resource for anybody who's interested in reselling at any level. Whether you're new to reselling, whether you're an experienced and established reseller, the Tat Chat can answer questions. They can give you great inspiration, advice, things like that. It's just generally a really sort of productive place to be if you're in the reselling community. There's been a lot of talk on that forum just lately about people wanting to get into selling clothes, and I'm no expert. I'm not an expert in any of this by any stretch of the imagination, but I think that makes me quite well placed to be able to tell you how easy it is to sell clothes, because I came into selling clothing completely by accident, really. And again, this is something that I'll go into in future videos, but I started selling clothing completely by accident. I never really set out to sell clothing, certainly not to the extent that I do, but yeah, I kind of did and still do, and I do quite well with it. Clothing you can make some really good profits on clothing, certainly. So let me go into a couple of the bits and pieces we've got here. First one is this ladies. I'm not going to be able to get all of this on camera, guys, so I might just do sort of a pass of the camera on it like that. It's a ladies, fat face branded little summer dress. Nice floral pattern on that one. Nice detailing on the straps as well. Now, when you're listing things like dresses and stuff on eBay, personally speaking, I do not know to look at, or if you put a load of dresses in front of me and said, right, which one of these is A-line, which one of these is Empire line, which one of these is a maxi dress, which one of these is XYZ type of dress, I wouldn't know off the top of my head. But what I do, I use the eBay listing it's quite a long-winded way of doing it, I think. I think there's probably people out there with much more efficient ways of doing these things. They probably just know. But the more you do things, the more it stays in your head. So what I tend to do is when I'm listing a dress, I will look at all of the item specifics on the eBay listing, and I will literally Google image search each one of those item specifics to see if the dress that I'm listing matches that item specific. So when you get the drop-down boxes on the eBay menu there, and for a dress, it might say like A-line, Empire line, fit and flare. There's all sorts of different sort of categories, subcategories, and bits of information that you can put in there. I have physically gone through and Googled each one of those descriptives, just to see if the dress that am listing fits into that category or not. And that is how I do it, and that's how I still do it. Certain things, yeah, you know, like for instance, I know a maxi dress now fairly well, so I can identify a maxi dress, not a problem. But for some of the more obscure stuff, certainly things that I've not dealt with before, I will still go and Google image search each one of the item specifics on it. So it's long-winded, but it works. Next there, we've got a Bowden, I think. Yeah, Bowden. Again, let's just do a nice pass of the camera. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, so this is Bowden, the brand. Focus, there we go. Nice sort of traditionally British type of brand. Popular with, I think the Royals are fairly into Bowden from memory. But yeah, you know, when you find a brand like this, you can kind of look up who's famed for wearing it. But Bowden, it's a lovely quality brand. This is linen as well, so it's really nice material. Sort of a kaftan style dress there, with the bold floral print on it. I think that'll do quite well for the summer. And with a lot of these things as well, when you start out handling them, you get a feel for quality. It's something that's really difficult to quantify into words and really difficult to explain to people, but you start to know quality when you feel it. And you don't necessarily have to know what the brand is that you're holding. You don't necessarily have to know any of the details or the history of that brand or what sort of things they're famous for. Sometimes you can pick things up and you think, God, that feels such nice quality. And if it's not overly expensive, it can often be worth picking it up. Now, I've got a prime example of this. I picked up a couple of pairs last year of PRPS branded jeans. I had never heard of them in my life, but I picked them up on the rail in the shop and I thought, yeah, these feel really nice. You know, I'd sold a few pairs of Levi's, a lot of pairs of diesel jeans and things like that. So I'd felt quality jeans before, and these just felt incredible. Paid a £5 a pair for these 2 pairs of PRPS jeans on a bit of a whim. Got them home and looked them up, and they retail at around about $400 a pair. So I've got a pair still listed at £130, and I sold a pair couple of months ago for £100 to a chap in the States who was absolutely thrilled with them. So yeah, that was from 2 pairs of jeans from a brand that I had no idea about whatsoever. I just felt the quality and thought, yeah, this is a thing. So that's just a quick little tip there as well. The more you handle quality, the more you recognise quality. Next item is a Nike football. Where's it gone? There it is. Football. It's like a hooded tank top that I'm throwing everywhere. So it's like a hooded tank top there, like I guess like sort of pitch wear, or as you come off the pitch, just something to cool down in. Nice quality, nice condition. Ripstop nylon there as well, just for a little bit of a tip there. If you can get this close enough to the camera that it'll focus, you should just be able to see that there's like a grid pattern woven into this. That's what they call a ripstop nylon. So the idea of that is that if it gets penetrated or pierced with anything, and it starts to rip, the tear shouldn't run beyond the little square that it starts in. You find it a lot on outdoor clothing and jackets and stuff as well, and it's just a really good little feature to have on some of these types of garments. So again, sportswear, certainly coming up for the summer. People are going to be out and about running and stuff a bit more, going to the gym and whatnot as well. Anything like this is absolutely ideal. And on that similar subject, and I know for a fact I've got a couple in here, so I'll do them both at the same time. There we go. That one is a ladies' Nike Pro, like a dry fit tank top. Again, I keep forgetting how low down I've got the camera this time. So that's another ladies' Nike gym / fitness item. And then the Nike running dry fit t-shirt. These generally, they don't go for huge amounts of money, but you don't pick them up very expensive either. So I think those 2 that you've just seen there were probably about £2 each, and I'll probably get 10 to 15 quid each on them. They're not massive earners, but because they're so small, they'll generally post for a large letter as well. So if you're offering free postage on them, it's not going to cost you the earth. Get into a couple of, I think that's all the lady stuff actually that I've got on here. Yeah, that is all the lady stuff I've got on here. So I'll get into this men's bits and pieces. This one is, you can probably see where this is going straight away. This is a Harry Potter Hogwarts graduation jumper. Again, I don't know anything about Harry Potter. I know absolutely nothing about Harry Potter, nothing about Lord of the Rings. I just know that they're popular, that people like them, and that people like stuff that has their branding on it. So that cost me, I want to say that didn't actually cost me anything. I have a particularly good relationship with one of my local charity shops, and sometimes bits and pieces that have been in there for a while, if I go in and I buy a big scoop of stuff, they'll just let me, they'll let me off the odd thing. So I think that one was actually a freebie. So that'll be 100% profit on that one, which is happy days. Next we've got, oh, go on, let's stick to themes. I'll do another jumper. This I really like. I've just not decided whether I'm going to sell it. I'm not entirely decided whether I'm going to sell this one or keep it yet or not. It's just a Puma, sort of really premium hoodie. Nice sort of branding on the buttons there as well. Feels really nice quality. I mean, Puma stuff's really good anyway. For those of you that sort of don't really know a lot in terms of Puma, because they did get a bit of an association as being a poor man's brand, if you like, a few years ago. Certainly when I was growing up anyway, that's more than a few years ago. But Puma was actually started by the brother of the chap that started Adidas. Adidas was started by a chap called Adolf Dassler. So his nickname was Addy. So Adidas became the brand. His brother then, called Rudolph, went and formed Puma. So if you ever see anything that's Puma branded, or it's branded with Rudy Dassler or Rudolph Dassler, that tends to be sort of either very, very vintage if it's old, or they have actually recently started to brand things with Dassler, the Dassler name again, with Rudy Dassler again, on sort of Puma's more premium stuff. So that's worth looking out for as well. Then we've got a check shirt. Now check shirts are always popular. They're really in at the moment as well and great for the summer. This one is a nice Tommy Hilfiger, New York fit. 100% cotton shirt. Tommy Hilfiger makes some really nice quality shirts. I mean, they don't sell for huge sums of money really, but I suppose, I don't know, they sell okay. I'll make a good return on that. Never mind. Either way. Pair of trousers, Superdry. Superdry are a really popular brand. They're good in some respects because you can often pick Superdry stuff up relatively cheaply in your charity shops. Because it's one of those brands that people that work in the charity shops know about, but they don't think it's as valuable necessarily. You know, if they see sort of a pair of Levi jeans or a pair of Diesel jeans come in, they'll mark them up quite high. But Superdry stuff still seems to be in that area where, yeah, some people are selling it expensive, some people it's a little bit more affordable. So these are a nice pair of sort of beige combat cargo style pants. Lots of nice detail on them, lots of nice sort of branded detail on them as well that Superdry are really sort of famous for and good at, should I say. Again, condition is lovely on those. They're nice soft sort of twill feeling fabric as well, so they should do quite well also for the summer. And lastly, this one, I've left the price tag on this one in fact from where I bought it, so you'll see how much I bought this one for. This is a Diesel t-shirt. And you can kind of see the two skulls in the Joy Division sort of style artwork on it there. This is new and tagged, so happy days on that one. Did pay up on it, paid $7.99 on that one for a t-shirt, but I quite liked it, and I think with the sort of Joy Division style branding, even if I don't necessarily sell it on eBay, I'll certainly sell it locally in the Manchester area or something like that. So there we go, guys. A quick little haul video there. Tried to keep the waffle to a minimum. and also just try to show you some different items to what you normally see from me. I'm hoping to start producing these videos talking about getting into reselling very, very soon, and I'm hoping to get the first one up probably this weekend if I can, so do keep an eye out for that. As always, guys, if you have any comments to make about the video, whether they're positive or negative, please do feel free to leave them down below. If you'd like to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, or a dislike if you didn't enjoy it, that would be most appreciated. And of course, do feel free to subscribe and give the old bell there a little tickle so you're notified when I do a new upload. Once again, guys, thank you so much for your time and your continued support, and have a great day. Great speaking to you. Take care. And jump cut. So, you know when you sit down to edit a video that you've recorded the day before, and then you get to the end of it and you realise, oh yeah, I didn't tell everybody my figures. Yeah, I've done that. So little jump cut here, and I'll just edit these figures in at the end. So the items you've just seen in the video that I recorded yesterday to upload today, that might now not get uploaded until tomorrow because I made a mess of it and have to do this bit. Yeah. Total spent on those items that you've just seen there was £43.92. Total listing price on those, the amount I expect to list them for altogether, be £333.55, which gives me a difference between cost and list of £289.61, which will obviously be less fees, shipping, eBay, PayPal, etc. So there we go, guys. I'll just edit that in at the end there. I probably should start scripting my videos, but I kind of like this freeform, just having a chat with you sort of way of doing them. And to be fair, you've seen how much I talk. Well, I can type about 3 or 4 times as much as that, so if I start scripting things and reading what I've typed, I'll be here all week, and you'll never stop hearing from me. So yeah, anyway, have a great day, guys. Thanks a lot. Sorry about that. Cheers. Bye bye.